right, my peoples, you know me, I'm on the road listening to some good music. Thought I'd just take a second and holler at you. This your girl Kim, aka the Closet Conservative, coming at you. Ooh, Lord, mama gotta go on a diet. But anyway, she's still cute though. I was just thinking about our Republicans, white Republicans in particular. Do they have a little bit of a racist streak in them? Now, hear me out when I say this, because I have some conservative black friends who have been saying this to me for the longest, and I've always been saying, no, I don't like that on the side, but I don't know. And I don't think it's a purposeful racism. The establishment politicians, no doubt. I mean, they're probably more elitist, Democrats and stuff like that. But I'm thinking about just everyday Republicans, because one of the things I've noticed is that as, you know, especially locally here where I am, as my popularity is growing, I'm getting asked to speak, you know, at different events, and I'm starting to think it's more because I'm black and I'm female, and I'm disproving the narrative of, you know, the Democrat Party. But at the same time, what I'm saying should be said by all conservatives. It's not just because, you know, I'm black and I'm a female. You know, those two boxes are usually checked off in intersectionality, right? And that's how the Democrats play identity politics. But if Republicans or conservatives are asking me to speak for the same reason, isn't it the same thing? So I'm kind of coming to terms with this. I'm just thinking out loud about it because, you know, a sweet lady wants me to speak for her group, a conservative group. You know, I'm knowledgeable. I don't know everything, but you know, I condemn the Democrats a lot and stuff. And I was talking about this the other day about not just condemning Democrats and the elitists and the establishment and globalists, all of that, but offering solutions, especially in the black community. I just believe in conservatism and capitalist principles that really, really help everybody who wants to take advantage of it. So there's no color in capitalism. Well, there is a color. The color in capitalism that matters is green money. You know, economics has no preference of color. It's if you have a marketable skill, if you have something to bring to market, you can get compensated for it. That's just the bottom line. So we really need to be, as conservatives and capitalists, need to really be focusing on those who don't know these principles and educating them about them. So it shouldn't make a difference that I'm a black female that you want me to speak. If what I'm saying is true, you should be asking any conservative to speak. So I just want to encourage my conservative brothers and sisters, just be careful of, I don't think it's anything on purpose. It could be, don't get me wrong. I think the people who are asking me to speak are not inherently racist. They just don't really realize that they're kind of playing the same game as the Democrats are when it comes to identity politics. So I'm just thinking about that out loud, how, you know, I kind of feel like a token in some ways. I remember in my church when we were going through the whole COVID thing, and I'm listening to leaders talking about, you know, white privilege and systemic racism and all that kind of stuff, you know, buzzwords for, you know, Democrats. And it just was making me struggle. And one of the elders in my church, in my group, is kind of conservative, and he noticed that and asked me to speak to church leadership. And I just told him, I said, well, what am I saying that you're not saying? I don't have a problem speaking with leadership, but I don't want you asking me to speak just because I happen to be a black female. And I said that if I say something, I got to feel confident that you'll back me up and don't just put me out there because, I happen to fit oh gosh, how can I say it? Like I don't fit the narrative. And then I'm somebody that you can use to try to say, see, she's black, she's female, she think like I think. No, she agrees regardless of whether she's black or female. And he proved himself to be genuine because we were in the meeting and I spoke up and he backed me up. So it's just that kind of thing. I just think that we got to make sure as Republicans, conservatives, Americans, patriots, whatever the case may be, that we're not guilty of the same thing that they're guilty of, identity politics. I've evolved from that. I used to be lately what I'm listening to and some of the other conservatives I'm just listening to, some of the influencers, and I listen to liberal people too, but they're freedom-loving people. And that's, they love this country. They're liberty-loving and love this country. And that we can agree on. Those are two basic foundational principles that I believe in is the Constitution, liberty and freedom, also the family unit, how important it is, the traditional family unit, and it's no shade against my LGBTQ brothers and sisters, because there's some of y'all in the fight for conservatism, for freedom and liberty, and I don't have any problem with people living their lives, especially as adults, according to how they want to live. I'm never going to tell an adult how they have to live, but at the same time, I don't think anybody should have special rights over other folks. Your right should not infringe on my right. So if you're gay or you're transgender, and I don't necessarily agree with that lifestyle, which I'm not saying that at all to a certain extent, but I don't equate it with the gay movement, with the civil rights movement that black people had to go through in this country. It's just not the same. We can't hide our skin color. If you're gay, the only way most people will know is if you say it when you come out of the closet. That's why the name of my channel is The Closet Conservative. And I say it's more difficult to come out of the closet as a black conservative than it is to come out of the closet as gay, at least in recent time. But I just wanted to speak on that about, is our side racist too? And sure. Do I care about if there are racist people? On a scale of 1 to 10, probably like a 2 or a 3, because they really have no impact in our society now. Yes, I'm sure there's racism. Will it ever go away? No. It's always going to be with us. I think once we accept that, it'll make life a whole lot easier. And just addressing it when it rears its ugly head, not necessarily going out and calling it all the time. So I'm getting off a little bit on a tangent, but I was just really thinking about that. Are there people on our side who are a little racist or participate in the identity politics by wanting me to speak because I happen to be a black female and I happen to be conservative? So I just want to say, if you're conservative, I don't care what color you are, speak the truth. Whether it's the black people, any minority, I don't care what minority it is. Speak the truth. The truth is the truth. I understand the hesitance of white conservatives to talk about black issues, but the truth is the truth. And sometimes if you love somebody, you got to speak the truth in love. So I just wanted to come on and say that, I appreciate people wanting me to speak, but be careful that you're not just asking me to speak because I'm black, I'm female, and I'm a conservative, because I check off so many boxes to refute the narrative on the other side. So, but, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. And it's your girl, Kim, hollering out to my peoples at The Closet Conservative. Check my YouTube channel and like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.